If your lifestyle necessitates a vehicle with genuine off-road capability, Toyota's got you covered with the 2015 4Runner. It's one of those few remaining midsize SUVs on the market that embodies the term sport utility vehicle to the fullest extent, as opposed to just looking the part. So, let's go ahead and check out this 2015 Toyota 4Runner Limited. Now this one I have here is the limited trim. Now the limited trim essentially comes with all of the luxury goodies, including a heated and ventilated front seat, a navigation system, wood grain interior trim, and of course a full-on leather interior. And then you also do get this little chrome bar strip right here. And then also, styling on the vehicle, I quite like the styling. It's unique and different, and I don't think it's dated at all. And most body-on-frames SUVs are getting dated nowadays. But you do have projector beam headlights, and then these fog lights, and then the chrome bar strip does add to the overall appeal of the vehicle, especially on this limited trim. Now here's the key fob for the vehicle. As you can see, it's wrapped in plastic because of the dealership. But you do have your lock, unlock, and then your panic button is right here. But as you can see, it's a regular old Toyota Smart Key. Now essentially you can still bang around off-road with the 2015 4Runner because it employs the same rugged body-on-frame architecture that underpins pickup trucks, and that's what makes it a very special, unique vehicle in today's automotive market. Now it is a silver exterior color with Smart Key access on the driver and passenger door, with a full-on black leather interior. Power driver seat with power recline and power lumbar. Memory seats for 2 people, of course. And chrome door handles. Now stepping on inside of the vehicle here, it has a pretty high step-in height compared to a crossover. In other words, as you could say, it's not as family friendly here. But overall, it's not that bad. But as you can see, it's a utilitarian designed cabin here with a luxurious feel, and that's what the limited trim adds, is the more luxurious feel if you want luxury. Now you do have push button ignition. Just put your foot on the brake and hit the button to start. And you do have Toyota's old classic chime, the good chime. You have a full leather wrapped steering wheel. Now coming to your transmission, you have a 5-speed automatic with manual shiftability. Now essentially a rear view camera comes standard on every 4Runner. You also do have guidance lines as well. Let's go ahead and turn on the lights and the hazards too. All windows are fully automatic in the 4Runner. And let's go ahead and pop up the hood and check out the engine bay. Heated exterior mirrors, of course, with LED turn signal indicators. Now on this limited trim, you also do get 20-inch alloy wheels. They look pretty good in my opinion. You also do have halogen projector beam headlights with your halogen fog lights. Front parking sensors too. Very bold and aggressive looking front end here. Now under the hood you will find Toyota's 4-liter V6 that they have been using for quite some time now. Expect EPA estimates of 17 in the city and 21 on the highway. And you're looking at 270 horses with 278 pound-feet of torque. It's very proven motor here, very reliable as well. Now what you're really giving up on compared to other crossovers is the fuel economy here. It's just not as good as the other crossovers. On the average, most crossovers get about 24 on the highway, and this is only 21, so. But overall, it's a pretty decent motor here. It gets, has decent amount of pep to it. Now trims of the 4Runner start at the SR5 model, which starts at $32,820. Then you have the Trail model, which starts at $35,725. The SR5 Premium, which starts at $35,740. The Trail Premium, which starts at $38,645. Then the Limited, which starts at $41,365. Now, competitors of the 4Runner, the only real main competitors here are the Nissan Xterra as well as the Jeep Grand Cherokee. Now, compared to the Nissan Xterra, the Xterra is very dated compared to the 4Runner and the Grand Cherokee. Now, the Grand Cherokee over the 4Runner, it does feel more luxurious inside, I have to say. It has a more upscale cabin. However, the 4Runner is much more reliable than the Jeep. Coming to the rear, you have LED tail lamps, which they added in the 2014 model year. A shark fin antenna on the top as well. Rear parking sensors and a little chrome strip. Runs on the bottom right there. It's a very squarish design, I have to say. But what do you expect from a body-on-frame SUV here? Now, total vehicle price is $45,360. Of course, you have your power windows, power door locks, power mirrors are located right there, and of course memory seat settings for 2 people. Nice and soft touch armrests with nice stitching, and on the upper door panel and mid door panel too. Very padded. And let's go ahead and rev it up. Now, as far as build quality and materials go inside of this vehicle here, build quality is pretty good overall, and it really was upgraded in the 2014 model year when they revised the interior. The materials are also a lot better than what it was before the 2014 model year. You have nice soft touch materials up here on the upper door panel, nice and stitched too, very high quality. And since we have the limited trim here, this is why we get all these nice soft touch materials with the nice leather and the nice stitching on the sides right here. The stitching also goes all the way up to right there. Up here, it's hard touch plastic. The graining of the plastic is pretty average. It's not the best feeling plastic in the world. Now, as far as visibility goes inside of the 4Runner here, visibility is pretty good overall. There's lots of glass area all around, and it does have a high up position, which makes for a very commanding view of the road. Outward visibility is also pretty good too. And you also do have pretty large exterior side mirrors. Now, unlike most of today's midsize SUVs, the 2015 Toyota 4Runner is designed to provide real utility when the pavement ends. The Toyota is at the best when you're plugging along on off-road trails. The Trail with optional KDSS is the version you'll want for these adventures. At the same time, the 4Runner has enough refinement that you can simply drive it to work every day if that's your preference. This is still an SUV in the traditional mold. However, in compared to modern crossover SUVs, you'll feel a lot more of the bumps and ruts in the road. Toyota steering feels a little too light and overboosted in normal driving situations, but this calibration turns out to be ideal for off-roading, as it results in reduced kickback on gnarly trails. Now, coming to the steering wheel design here, I like the overall steering wheel design, the utilitarian design of it, and it fits the overall personality of the vehicle here. But over here, this is all controls your in-tune system. You also do have steering wheel mounted audio controls, voice recognition, and your Bluetooth phone controls, and the steering wheel is also leather wrapped. Very thick steering wheel rim, I have to say though. Now you also do have a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. Pretty nice range of adjustment. And then you also do have your cruise control stock that Toyota's been using since the 80s, and then your interim windshield wipers right there. Now, coming to the gauges, these gauges were actually updated in 2014, and then you got this new center screen right here. And basically this center screen is really nothing special. It's just going to show you your vehicle information such as the trip odometer, exterior temperature readout, and your average fuel economy. But the gauges are nice and clear and easy to read, and I love the font than what they were before the 2014 model year. Now I am a pretty big fan of this wood grain portion right here. However, I would love to see it in more places. I think they should include it right here and maybe in some other places. Maybe they don't want it to look too Lexus-like inside of here. Now coming over here, you have your parking sensors button, your interior illumination brightness, and then your power mirrors, of course. 120 volt power outlet, and then your differential locking. Now coming to your center stack controls, you do have really big knobs and buttons, and they sort of have a utilitarian feel to it, even on this limited trim here. But you do have dual zone automatic climate control. Your temperatures will display right there, your fan speeds, and then your different zones. Very easy to figure out. Front window defroster, then your rear window defroster, and your heated exterior side mirrors. Coming down here, you have your USB port with auxiliary input, heated and ventilated front seats, which come on the limited trim, and then you also do have a 12 volt power outlet. Down there you have a little storage cubby, a cup holder right here, and then also a cup holder right there. And then down here you have your rear glass window that you can open up and down, and it is automatic one touch. But that's always been a unique feature that the 4Runner has always had. Now coming to your center console, it's nice and stitched and padded. Now down there you also do have a pretty large center console storage, amount of storage. You also do have a 12 volt power outlet down there as well. Very nice. And then you also do have your 4-wheel drive selector right here, of course. Now all 4-wheel drive models, like how we have here, feature an off-road traction control system known as A-Track, and that is located right here. Now the A-Track system helps you keep moving on slippery terrain by redirecting engine torque to the wheels that have traction, and it works pretty well in my opinion. Now coming up here you have your auto dimming rearview mirror, your garage home link, and then this is actually a weird place to put your traction control off button. Very odd place. But you do have your downhill assist, and then your interior illumination lighting up here, SOS safety connect, and then your sunroof with your sunroof controls. Now coming to Toyota's Entune system, I do love Toyota's Entune system a lot. It's very simple, easy to use, very user friendly as well. The responsiveness of the touchscreen is great too, and it's not hard to figure out at all. The only gripe I do have, however, is that it isn't really that big. It's actually a pretty small touchscreen by today's standards. But you do have your apps on here, your navigation, traffic, weather, maintenance, your messages, phone, setup. The navigation system has a Lexus-like level of quality. The rendering of the map is pretty good. And then coming to your audio, you have your different sources. Bluetooth streaming audio, your auxiliary input USB port, and then your AV. And then you also do have XM satellite radio and your AM FM, of course. You can also change the radio station by voice too. And then right here you also do have a micro SD card slot right there. Now coming to the rest of your apps, you have your setup right here, general, home screen, voice. You can change the display of the system as well, and different settings. Your phone, but of course you have to have your phone connected. And also you can access various apps on the Toyota's Entune system through your smartphone data connection. You can access apps such as Pandora, iHeartRadio, and OpenTables.com. And you do have a driver settings feature, pretty interesting, and live traffic, of course. But as you can see, I love the responsiveness of the touchscreen. It's quick, I love that. Let's go ahead and test out their voice recognition.
How may I help you?
Show traffic.
Where would you like to search for traffic conditions?
Near here.
Showing nearby traffic conditions.
So overall, it works pretty well. You also do have a premium JBL audio sound system, HD radio on this bad boy too, and Grace Note. The JBL audio sound system also does have clear and quality sound.
It doesn't mean that. And I don't understand why these artists take it so...
Now, on the navigation system here, it also, when you want to access your radio at the same time, it'll actually separate into two menus here. And I kind of like that, how it separates into two sections. Alright, and let's go ahead and shut down the 4Runner. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle, including the rear seat passenger space as well as the cargo capacity. Now, I'd love to see a power tailgate on the 4Runner. On this limited trim, I think they should have a power tailgate. Even the RAV4 offers one. Now, you do have a 120 volt power outlet back here, a 12 volt power outlet. Decent amount of cargo capacity here. The rear seats also do fold down to maximize cargo room, and a third row seating option is available. Unlike the Grand Cherokee, which a third row seating option isn't available. Build quality and materials do follow through in the rear, still nice and stitched and soft to the touch on the armrest and on the upper door panel, mid door panel. Now back here, it's actually pretty comfortable. Not as comfortable as a crossover, but it's still decently comfortable for a body-on-frame SUV. Now back here you will find two 12 volt power outlets, rear air vents, dual map pockets, cup holders, and a rear center armrest. Chrome door handles back here too. Alright. Powered passenger seat with power recline. The glove box compartment, nice and damped. Alrighty. So with its outstanding off-road capability, strong V6 engine, and ample cargo capacity, for the relatively few drivers who require an all-conquering all-terrain SUV, the 2015 Toyota 4Runner is a top choice. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.